Tonight was a great night. I see some sad faces out there. I don't know why. There's only fans back there clapping. But maybe it's just me. It was a good night tonight. Obviously the victory, but you know, I would love to win every fight as a shutout. I would love to have every fight take place where, you know, I barely get touched. But, you know, you have to win fights like this sometimes. And I talk a lot about the greats because I've studied this sport since I've been a kid. I watched a lot of Sugar Ray Leonard for whatever reason leading up to this fight. Tommy Hearns won, Leonard Hearns 2, Roberto Duran 1, Roberto Duran 2. And just the mannerisms, how you approach the big fights, how you deal with adversity. These are things they had to deal with. So, you know, this is really a notch under my belt. I'm pleased, I'm happy. Of course, again, I would love it to be a shutout and, you know, a dominant performance from the standpoint of the scorecard, but we eked out a tough victory against a guy that a lot of people thought was going to knock me out and stop me, and we did what champions do. We got off the canvas and we got stronger. So I'm happy with the victory tonight.
Straight right in the middle, Andre. I've got the microphone, sir. Andre, congratulations on your victory tonight.
Thank you.
We've seen, as you said, you participate in any of your fights that are clean shutouts or completely dominating one-sided fights. Tonight, obviously, that was not the case. Did you feel like this was, in your long career, your toughest fight?
I mean, a knockdown would cause people to suggest that, but I've been in some tough fights. Excuse me?
You've been down before, though, once early.
Very early, yeah. So this is my second time being down. We got it that time, too. So, I don't know, I gotta go back and assess it and see. I mean, I've been in some tough fights, regardless of what, you know, it may look like. You know, some of these fights are really, really tough. They look easy. But this was, you know, obviously one of the tougher ones against a great champion. I knew this was gonna be this kind of fight. I didn't expect this to be a blowout. I mean, this guy's 30-0 like I'm 30-0, with 9 or 10 title defenses. He got 3 belts. That doesn't come overnight. You know, this is a guy who's a road warrior. He's gone overseas. He'll go anywhere to fight these champions or defend his championship. So, you know, he's a real fighter, but we showed that, you know, we can eat a big shot and get up. I mean, when he knocked me down, I honestly wasn't hurt. You know, I guess it's what they call a flash knockdown. I just looked up, I was on the canvas, and I smiled. I said, okay, here we go. Now the fight starts. And I felt like just over the rounds, I slowly broke him down. I felt like he was getting tired, and obviously he didn't want to be inside, and tried to keep him there as much as possible, but he's a great champion.
One other thing for you, Andre, in so many of your fights, the way you've won has been enough offense, but, you know, obviously tremendous defense, a lot of movement, you know, boxing skills. It seemed to me that tonight you really bit down and stood and fought him. Was that part of your plan to try to exchange with him at all, or try to get on the inside and maybe avoid the big shots?
I mean, it wasn't the ideal plan. I knew that, I mean, you guys know I'm not a runner. You know, I move the ring, I move around the ring, and I try to, you know, use ring generalship and not have any wasted movements. But after the knockdown, you know, you got to be able to throw the game plan out the window. So we still had a game plan, but Verge did a great job of staying in my ear, telling me we need every single round. And I looked at him in his eye and I responded, and it just, I don't know, it just caused me to feel like I couldn't leave anything to chance. So that's probably why I was, you know, exchanging more and more flat-footed.
Verge, could you describe what happened there in rounds 4 or 5 when things started to turn? What he did, and it was for you, Verge. Rounds 4, 5, 6, when things started to turn, what did you see out of Andre? What was the plan at that point?
Well, earlier, just watching Sergey, he has certain tendencies, and we felt that he would tire down the stretch a little bit and leave himself open for clean shots, and I thought that the clean shots would be the difference. He was aggressive, but I think anybody in here would have to admit that he fought on the back foot more than he's fought against everybody. Andre stood his ground more than anybody, simply was not afraid of him. So when the clean shots started landing, I felt confident each round. He was aggressive, but you have to be effective aggression. And without a doubt, we landed the cleaner punches, but I just wanted to keep him in the fight. You know, let him know that he was there. Keep showing him different things, keep him off balance, and more than anything, counter him when he tried to counter. And we were successful at that at times.
Andre, congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
Do you think about what the judges are scoring these rounds as the fight is progressing? Obviously, this fight was decided by 2 judges giving you the 12th round. What was your mindset in those last 3 rounds about where the fight stood and what you needed to do?
I mean, as a fighter, you have a general sense, but you never know, especially in professional boxing. You just never know. Sometimes you see a fight and you think you know who won, and the judge has an 8 points one way and 8 points another way, so you just never know. So I just felt like I needed every round, and that's what Burge kept telling me, and I trust his eye, I trust his instincts, so I didn't question it. I felt like I had to go out there and somewhat dog him every round and just leave no doubt.
Straight back here, Andre.
Andre, congratulations on the big win. Question. After the knockdown in round 2, did you make any adjustments, or the way rounds 3 through 12 went, was that always you and Virgil's game plan?
Again, I mean, I obviously didn't envision getting off the canvas tonight. But I've been in this sport so long. You know, I've been around this sport so long. You know, I've watched this sport for so many years. These types of things happen. And of course, someone like myself who wins a lot of his fights going away, sometimes you can get spoiled. You know, but I told my wife in the locker room, I said, you know, there's obviously a part of your pride that's dashed and you feel a certain way about it, but man, I got up tonight. I smiled at the guy that was the biggest puncher in the division. I went up and waited to fight for his belt, and then I went and took the fight to him and closed the show. So I'm proud of myself.
But did you make any adjustments after?
Well, we talked about that a little earlier. I mean, the urgency probably caused me to step on the gas a little bit more and just, again, feel like I needed every round. So it did change a little bit.